Who's not here?
Jeff. I don't know. Jeff.
Jeff is not here. Where is
Jeff,
Jeff? He's
right.
always here. Is he okay? That's not.
I think we still have a quorum at 4 though, don't we?
All right, Charles.
We're
Good to go.
What I
Yeah.
thought.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, August 5th, 2026. Instead of roll call, we're going to introduce ourselves, starting on my right.
I'm Dave Grenoble.
Kim Stewart McNevin.
Aubrey Anderson.
Samantha Stratton, Clerk Treasurer.
Danny Hertzeg, lawyer for the BZA.
Mike Garrett.
Alrighty, before we start this meeting, I'm out of breath. I'm going to read the rules of procedure and then we'll go from there. The proceedings of this hearing are governed by the board's rules of procedure. Petitioners and persons appearing in support of the case being heard shall have a maximum of 15 minutes for the presentation of evidence, statements, and arguments in support of the petition. Any person that desires to speak and provide testimony during today's hearing must first complete the sign-in slip located at the back on the table. On the table in the back of the room. The slip must be presented to the board before you provide your testimony. Remonstrators and persons appearing in opposition to the petition shall have a maximum of 15 minutes for the presentation of evidence, statements, and arguments in opposition to the petition. Staff will then present the administrator's comments regarding the petition. The petitioner will then be allowed 5 minutes for rebuttal and summation of the case. Rebuttal must be limited to the subject matter of the initial presentations. Remonstrators will be allowed 5 minutes for rebuttal for the petitioner's rebuttal of evidence and a brief closing statement. No further evidence, statements, or arguments will be heard unless it is at the discretion of the board. Please limit your testimony and evidence to the matters covered in the statutory requirements, which must be met for the board to grant a variance. If the petitioners have failed to comply with all notice requirements as stipulated by the board's rules of procedure, including posting of the notice placard on the subject property at least 23 days prior to the hearing, the board may continue the petition. Anyone at this hearing who thinks complete and proper notices have not been given and would like the petition continued due to lack of proper notice must bring this matter to the board's attention at the beginning of the hearing. The board may impose various conditions as amendments before reaching a decision on certain petitions. The installation of landscaping and screenings, the paving of parked areas, and the dedication of right-of-way are examples of such conditions. These conditions are an integral part of the board's decision and must be met for a granted variance to be valid. Every decision of the Beech Grove Board of Zoning Appeals shall be subject to judicial review. Such petition for judicial review shall be presented to the court within 30 days after this decision of this board. Please be courteous and orderly at all times, and please be sure all cell phone ringers are turned off. Is there anyone in the audience that has any questions about our procedures? No? Okay, if you plan to speak today, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. All right, thank you very much. All right, at this time, we'll call the petitioner to the podium. Just please state your name, and you have 15 minutes. And we're just gonna, if you have things to pass out, we can pass them down too.
Do I just get my cue cards?
Yeah.
So this is the Beauty Culture Salon professional licensing agency from the Board of Cosmetology stating that it is under inspection. And then this is my bloodborne pathogen license stating that I am aware of compliance with all bloodborne pathogen safety. This right here is going to be my aftercare instructions for all of my clients to ensure that they understand proper healing. And then this is the consent forms that I give to every single client that I keep on file for up to 2 years. This is the signed parking agreement with State Farm next door to the building, stating that I am able to have all 12 parking spots on the left-hand side for my facility. This is what you guys gave to me. And then this is today I got health inspected by the Marion County Health Department stating that I passed inspection.
All right, so if you just want to tell us why, you might want to pull the mic closer to you. I'm sorry.
And we'll note all of those as
Yeah, we'll put them in the record.
added to your
Yeah.
petition as well.
My name is Abigail Bruce, and I am the owner of the Dual Collective on Main. When I first started my business as tattooing, it was in the vision of that I always wanted to own my own place and have a beauty, like a one-stop beauty shop for everyone to just have their one place to go for all beauty services and tattoo services. I personally offer permanent makeup and fine line tattooing. Permanent makeup is going to be microblading, lip blushing, permanent freckles, permanent eyeliner, and as well as scalp micropigmentation. And then I also offer scar rejuvenation. So for people who have scars that they want covered up, I color match to their skin and cover those scars for them. So it's honestly, it's a testimonial for them because they're able to cover their, what I like to call their battle scars. I honestly, this is my first time owning like a big business, not big, small business, but I already have 5 wonderful beauty professionals in there. I have an esthetician. Her name is Abby or Abigail. I have a massage therapist. Her name is Natalie. She's sitting right over there. I have a cosmetologist who does hair. I have a nail artist who does nails. They're attending with their little ones. They have babies. So, but I have accumulated all these wonderful girls, and I'm happy to be working with them. And I just hope, I think it's within 1,000 feet of the home, so I know that's why we're here today. But I'm just hoping to be that one person. I'm a faith-based business, very family-friendly oriented, and I'm not going to be that traditional tattoo parlor where you walk in and it's death metal, and it's very family-friendly oriented, very pink vibes, girly vibes. And then also, as far as like clientele base, I am appointment only. As well as the other girls in my studio, so we won't cause a lot of foot traffic. We do appointment based only. There will be times I do like a pop-up event every once in a while, typically the last Sunday or Saturday of every month where I have a flash tattoo, but that's also on a sign-up sheet as well. So they sign up prior to the appointment. It's not just people can walk in and sign up. So I just really hope that you guys consider me being there, as I've really been excited about this and opening up my own first business. So.
All right, thank you. Do you guys have any questions for the petitioner?
I do.
None at this time.
You said that your hours of operation are appointment based.
Yes.
Do you see in the near future you're gonna set hours or?
So typically Monday through Friday, I know some of the girls have part-time jobs, but myself, Monday through Friday, I take appointments from 10 a.m. to about 4:30. That way I'm off with my kids around 5. So I just do that based on like family structure. So I'm open myself. I know I can say for myself from 10 a.m. to about 4:30. And then on the weekends, it's probably between like 9 a.m. to about 6 or 7 p.m.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there an age requirement?
Yes, my minimum age requirement is 16 with parental consent. A parent or guardian has to be there with their ID as well as their ID or a birth certificate.
Okay.
They
And
have to
I'll
be-
I'll explain later why I asked that.
Yeah,
So
for
okay.
sure.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? All righty, for those here in support of the petition, David, are you here to support or remonstrate? All right, you may approach the podium. You can, yeah.
Are these your papers?
Oh, yes.
All right, just state your name for me and you have 15 minutes.
My name is Dave Griffith. For you guys that don't know, my wife and I own and operate Griffith Flooring at 306 Main. And we did purchase that building a few years ago. I'm here in support for many reasons. One, I know the previous one was declined, which I certainly see the reasons for that. I like this for many reasons. There's no homes directly above it. There's no apartments directly above it. It is forward facing to Main Street, and everything is filled there. A lot of young women that are creating some new livelihoods for themselves. My daughter has personally had her do some fine line tattoo on her. Both were great experiences for her. So I'm just here in support as another business owner.
All right, thank you very much. All righty, is anyone here to remonstrate? None seen, we'll call staff to the podium.
Absolutely. Thank you very much to the board for your time and volunteering. Thank you to the petitioner and members of your staff for being here this afternoon as well. We are recommending approval of the requested variance to allow for a tattoo parlor within the C4 zoning district. It is a use that's allowed by right in C4. There are just separation requirements, as was mentioned. To be consistent with previous approval recommendations that our staff had made for 341 Main Street 2 years ago, which was approved, as well as for 618 Main Street last year, which did end up being withdrawn by the petitioner. It was not formally denied by this body, just for clarity. clarity's sake. But this property is at 505 Main Street, just a couple blocks that way, I believe. It's a tenant space that's currently vacant. I believe it was previously a barber shop near the intersection of 5th and Main. That's adjacent to a parking lot to the west, which is on land owned by a State Farm Insurance sales office. There's other commercial uses to the north and to the east, and then there are residential uses just to the south within residentially zoned areas. That's why we're here today. There's 1,000 feet of separation required. There's also required parking for the use and square footage per the ordinance. They need to have a minimum of 5 parking spaces. There's 2 parking spots right in front of their building along Main Street, which would count toward their 5. They also have a parking agreement with the business to the west to use their parking spaces and to help maintain and upkeep them. The ordinance allows them to use that adjacent lot to count toward their total. A written copy of that parking agreement is within staff's report as well as the papers passed out to you just recently, it sounds like. So, as mentioned, within C4 zoning, rules for tattoo parlor placement require 1,000 linear feet of separation from any residential or protected district type areas. For comparison's sake, bars and nightclubs only require 100 linear feet. Adult entertainment uses only require 500. So it's a similar body care type businesses don't have those sorts of rules at all. Thinking maybe like a barber shop or a hair salon. Those are fairly intense spacing requirements. My understanding is that that's based on the fact that it's a business that primarily caters to adults. These current separation requirements have been in place since the late 90s. Obviously, this doesn't appear to be an adult use in that sense of the word. The subject side is surrounded by other neighborhood serving businesses. A tattoo parlor and esthetician would fit that category, as well as the recommendation from the comprehensive plan for Marion County for village to mixed use development. That encourages placement of multiple businesses within the same building horizontally or vertically, as is the case along the Main Street corridor. The plan of operation also didn't present anything that our staff noted to be a red flag, so it could be operating within fairly standard business hours. There'd be a variety of aesthetic services beyond just tattoos, 8 to 10 employees total, 3 or 4 of whom would be delivering tattoo services specifically. Very occasional walk-ins, but the vast majority by appointment only. The full operation plan and project narrative submitted by the petitioner is also within staff's report if you'd like to review that. As you're aware, there are requirements from both state law and from the local health department on licensing and cleanly operation of these businesses that they need to comply with. Today's hearing is just permission for the 1,000 foot separation. It isn't any form of relief for not following those rules. It sounds like, just based on testimony provided, that they've already jumped through several of those hoops and are pretty on top of those things, which is encouraging to hear. For the case that we had in front of this body 2 years ago, that business owner indicated that there were not any C4 zoned parcels within Beech Grove that weren't within 1,000 feet of a protected district. So they wouldn't be able to place a similar use to this on any property with a similar zoning despite the use being allowed. I'll be honest, but I've not fact checked every single parcel within Beech Grove to verify, but it does seem plausible because 1,000 feet, that's a fairly wide buffer. Staff feels this would be an undue hardship justifying approval of the variance request per the required findings of fact. This is a rule likely based on previous cultural ideas of maybe what type of clientele might occupy a tattoo parlor, like bikers and death metal, as the petitioner was alluding to maybe. It might be time for that to be updated. Our current staff doesn't have any issue with placement within the existing building or along the corridor. I feel it'd be contextually appropriate. We did request one commitment because in addition to street parking requirements, there are also bicycle parking requirements for consumer service type uses. So they've agreed to add a small bike rack near the entrance. If that's already been added, then this probably could just be straight approved about that commitment. But if that is something that is in the plan, staff would like to see that as a commitment in place. But we do recommend approval, and I'm happy to answer questions that you might have.
Questions from Michael? Okay.
You said addition to a bike rack. Would that be in front, on the side, where the location would that be? Because it seems like they're congested area.
I guess there might be some discretion from the property owner on where they might want to see that installed. Ideally, somewhere close to existing parking or entry point areas without blocking pedestrian foot traffic.
Absolutely.
I don't know if our ordinance has a requirement on where specifically that would have to be, but somewhere near the entrance. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it'd be a nice amenity both for businesses as well as for surrounding businesses maybe as well.
Would we have an issue with that with the sidewalk?
I mean, I think the requirements, they have to be ADA compliant regardless. We have a couple bike racks in front of creeks. And I think we have like really extra, I don't know what they're called. They're extra wide sidewalks that are specifically for pedestrians. So if they put a bike rack up, they have to make sure it's still ADA compliant. If not, it could probably end up on the side of the building. So
If it's within public right of way, they need
Yeah.
to coordinate with Beach
Yeah.
Roads
Yeah,
DPW as well. I can't imagine they would have an issue with a bike rack, but
yes.
Okay.
Exterior.
somewhere on the exterior, yes.
Exterior of the building.
All right. Any other questions for Michael? All righty. All right, petitioner, you do have 5 minutes if you want to say anything to what he just said. You don't have to take it, but you do have 5 more minutes.
In addition to the bike rack, sorry, what is your name again? I'm sorry.
Michael, that's all right.
Okay, are you the one that's emailing?
I probably was,
Okay.
yeah.
So, if I remember correctly from the emails, I believe it said in the email that it was supposed to be placed on the back side of the building. If I'm totally compliant and so are the owners with installing that bike rack, and I want to work with you guys to find out where that best is and where it's going to be. So, whether it's on the side, back, front, wherever you guys decide is best, I will. I'm compliant with putting that in as well.
All right, any questions for the petitioner?
No, ma'am.
Will you have an entrance off the back then, or will they?
So I do have a back entrance. It's typically we use it because we have our trash cans out there. So
Okay.
typically we use it to let out trash. But mainly it's just the front 2 doors in the front on the left side. So at 503, I believe it is, and then 505 because it's split into 2. There's an entrance in both of those that will be unlocked.
That's why I asked you the age question, because I saw the bike rack.
Yeah.
All righty, any other questions? All right, you can take a seat. All right, board, you can discuss, you can make a motion, you can do whatever you
Oh,
want.
don't look at me.
I'm gonna move that we vote, and I'm gonna move that we approve contingent of the bike rack, because I'm really into that. I really like the idea of having a bike rack downtown. I like that.
I recommend you put a clock on it, so that way we're not back
Okay.
here a while later.
Okay,
At least to start the process by X date.
okay. What date would you say for the,
Like 30 days.
I think that's more than reasonable to at least start the process
Yeah,
with
within
30
30
days?
days.
with
Yeah.
DPW
First
and,
time, yeah.
yeah,
within
exactly.
30 days, and to let them know that you're starting within 30 days?
Okay.
Keeping Michael
I'll pull that. Yeah.
abreast.
Okay.
That works.
I'm fine with that.
Would anyone like to second that?
Second.
All righty, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Any opposed? None seen. Well, congratulations.
I can't wait for the bike rack.
All righty, everybody, this will be a quick meeting today. Up next, we have minutes, approval of minutes. Does anybody have any comments, questions, or concerns?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, everybody. I do believe we have a petition next month, so I will see you again next month.
Okay.
And now we just need a motion to adjourn.
I'm motion.
Make 'em- yep.
Second, okay.
Second.
All righty, meeting adjourned at 1:19. Thank you, everybody.
If you have any problem getting a permit for your bike rack, if it's needed, let them know that we included it in